Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
I'm Scott.
I'm John.
And we're married.
Yay.
And we are bringing to you the best in COVID gray facial hair realness.
It's pretty amazing.
My beard did not magically go gray in the last month since the last time I had a beard. I might or might not have decided to stop dyeing it.
Right. It looks good, though. I think it looks good. I think it's got like a nice...
It makes me look younger, right?
It does. It does.
And thinner.
Yes. Absolutely.
And more like a movie star.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that shade is very in right now.
It's true. COVID gray.
So.
Hi, all you cats and kittens. How's everybody? I stole that from you last time.
From like 3 times ago.
From like 3 times ago. It just popped into my head. So
Tiger King is so like 4 weeks ago.
That's true. Nobody's talking about it anymore.
I know. Exactly.
So, we've got knitting.
We've got knitting.
We've got yarn.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking the bank, as the guys on the Needles at the Ready podcast say.
We've got hot gossip.
We do.
No, we don't.
We have hot knitting community gossip. We have...
Yesterday...
we are about to spill the tea, hunty.
Oh my god. Yeah,
Sorry,
no.
what?
Yeah, no. In our... Yesterday, we left the house.
We did?
Like,
oh, that's the hot gossip.
What gossip would we have?
Yeah.
We did actually go for a nice long walk this morning.
And if y'all happen to clock my disgusting fingernails, we've been doing lots and lots of yard work.
I don't think anyone's clocking those.
I know, right?
Not until you hold like, the yarn way up to the thing and they're like, oh,
Scott doesn't clean his nails.
Right.
We've got yarn. We've got knitting.
Yarn.
We've got Angela Lansbury. We've got Rock Hudson. We've got typewriters.
We have a lot.
We've got
we have a name
Elizabeth
that we have
Taylor.
a name that knitting segment.
Do?
We do. Just wait for it.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about. We've got dogs and cats.
We have a
but
lot.
We don't know if we're going to show them.
But just in case you're wondering, yes, we are influencers, but truly did not pay for this.
We are influencers.
No, we are not.
Truly hard seltzer.
When you want your...
Not brought to you by Truly Hard Seltzer.
No.
Oh gosh. The other thing is...
Also brought to you by...
Also brought to you by Scott is Peeling. Oh, you are too.
I am too, yeah.
That was not on purpose. But it is what it is.
We don't really have a Betty Ann update, but we may just invent one.
I think she's around. I think she still exists. Right?
Sure.
Has she just been a figment of my imagination this whole time? Did we just make her up?
Well, she never appears on camera.
That's true. She's like Charlie's. She's like
Charlie.
Charlie. All right, so.
Yes, we have heard her voice. We've just never seen her.
Right. I saw her. I mean, I must have seen her once, since she is my biological mother. The other reason why my beard is gray is because John and I just celebrated yesterday our 5-year wedding anniversary.
It was.
And in July, it'll be our 11th year relationship anniversary.
It will be. Really? We were together for 6 years before we got married?
We always do this. 2009 was when July of 2009 is when we started dating.
I guess so. Okay.
So, well, remember, it wasn't legal to get married.
Right. No. The time between we started dating and when we got married is always what
throws you off
a little bit. So.
Yes. So.
Wood. The 5th anniversary.
The 5th anniversary is wood, and John has a gift for me.
It's been here for a month and a half.
Whatever. You know what? I don't need that from you. This is SweetTeaNoShade. We're waiting for the one that I purchased for him to arrive. So I don't want to hear it. All right. So I have a work in progress that I've made a lot of progress on the show. I've got a new cast on.
Okay.
What have you got?
I've just got my same old wah-wah whip.
Same old whip. Same old whipping boy whip.
Same old whippity whip whip whip. That I've been like, I'm gonna finish it this week, and I'm
gonna do a master cut or whatever those things are called. It's like every time you say, I'm gonna get it done this I think I'm gonna get it done this week.
No, what it has taught me is that it takes me 2 weeks to do a sleeve.
2 weeks to do one sleeve?
Mm-hmm.
It's because it's a giant sock.
I know. And socks spark no joy for me.
It'll be interesting when I get to the sleeves on my whip.
You'll be like blissed out.
Yeah. As long as I can find a circular.
Yeah, so I am magic looping these sleeves, so I think that makes it a little slower because you have to do that, pull it out. I mean, it's fine, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's this. It'll be done. So it is. Yeah. This off.
We're giving spoilers to the big conversation. So
why don't
I will start with my existing whip.
That's a good idea, and then we can segue into my
Save
wah whip.
Save the item itself is not wah.
No, just the fact that it is basically the prince that has been promised, and it has not been coming.
Yes. So to speak.
Yes.
Alright, so mine is the Patina Pullover from Rib Magazine, Episode 1, Issue 1, and I dropped a stitch.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so mine is the Patina Pullover.
Are you going to catch that drop stitch?
No.
Please do. It's going to give me anxiety until
That's
you
easy. That's easy.
Put a stitch marker in it.
Okay.
God. You know my thing
Well,
in drop...
give me a stitch marker then.
I will. Drop stitches are terrifying.
Alright, so I'm catching my stitch so John doesn't have a panic attack. So this is my Patina Pullover from Rib Magazine, Issue 1. Top-down raglan sweater. And it's for those of you who are longtime viewers of the podcast, you will have known that I've started this like 14 times and I'm finally finishing it.
Yes.
So, I am just trying to figure out which is the front and which is the back. This is the front. So, I am down to the point where I am starting, I'm starting my ribbing.
Isn't that awesome?
So, yes, I do not have a very long torso. But I tried it on, it says to do, okay, first of all, I want to know whose torso is 16 stitches from their underarm. Or 16 inches plus 3 from their underarm. 19 inches from their underarm.
Someone who is very tall and skinny.
Yeah, not me. So, I put it on, and I'm glad I did, because it was like at 13 inches from the underarm, and it was perfect length.
The nice thing, you should remember...
Well, I'm doing 3 inches of rib, too.
Right. But you should also, this is a really good, you should remember how much stuff was. That'll be good to keep your measurements for future sweaters.
Right. Well, and there was a woman many episodes ago who I was talking about this, and she's like, well, just measure a sweater that you like the way it fits.
Right.
So...
Yeah.
So anyway, I am super excited. So one thing is at the bottom here... it had I don't think that's on camera. At the bottom, it had me do a round of a round of purl, and then a round of knitting, and then another round of purl before I started the 1x1 rib. And I'm curious what that's about. I'm wondering if that's just so that it doesn't curl, it keeps it from curling up, but so would the rib. So, or if it's just a design feature.
Yeah, because you basically have 2 rows of garter stitch.
With a row of knit stitch. Well, what have you ever done that on a sweater? All the sweaters you've done, the 1, 2 now. So you didn't do that.
Just went straight into the rib.
Okay, so it might just be a design feature.
Yeah.
I don't know what that's about. So, but anyway, I'm knitting it in wool ease, which is the majority of it is acrylic, but it's got wool in it. And yeah, I'm just super excited. It fits really well.
Do you want to put it on?
No.
Okay.
No. I'll have it done by next episode. Just kidding. Because I've got to do the bottom rib, and then I've got to do the cast on the sleeves, and then I've also got to do the neck.
Yeah.
Pick up the stitches and do the neck. So Yeah. So it's coming right along. I'm super
Yeah,
excited.
right in time for it'll be done.
In time for 4th of July.
No, you'll have that done by June.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'll have it done by June.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is totally sweater season in Australia.
Well, I have been in a snowstorm in not a snowstorm, but I've been in snow in northern Minnesota.
Right.
In June.
Although, it's interesting, I remember when I first moved up here, my first summer here, my cousins came up here because their father grew up right near Bayfield in Wisconsin. And we went up there and there's a group of islands in Lake Superior called the Apostle Islands. And we took the boat there. And it was 4th of July weekend.
Is this Uncle Will?
No, this is Uncle Doug.
Oh, right.
And Gabrielle, Uncle Doug.
Yeah.
Doug. So, we went up there, and I remember it was 4th of July weekend, and like I had moved here from New York, so I'm just like 4th of July. It's always like super hot. So we went up there, and I was wearing like shorts and a t-shirt, and I think I had to buy. We had to borrow a sweatshirt to wear on the boat because it was so cold.
Yeah.
So
and those people that live in Canada that are watching this,
they're like,
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you know. We'll probably wear it sooner than we think.
Correct.
So
yeah. So regardless, I'm excited, and it has.
I'm a little jealous of the fact that you can just throw that in the wash.
Yeah.
Well,
that's the other thing is there's no amount of blocking.
But do you have to dry it straight? Do you have to dry it flat when you wash it? It's just you can stick it in the dryer. Wow.
Well, and so that's one of those things is why I'm glad that it fits as well as it does.
Right, because there's no
blocking
right.
that's gonna. I mean, with the 80% acrylic, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
It's not gonna do a lot of stretching or anything like that. So it fits really well.
Mm-hmm.
So. Yeah, and so I'm just trying to think if there's anything else about the sweater. One thing is I've been doing magic loop, magic knot, like rather than...
why did you do magic knot?
Oh, well, because every time I come downstairs, some little white monsters in the middle of the night have chewed through the yarn.
I know.
And
So you've gotten very good at magic knot.
So I've gotten very good at magic knot. And the point I was making about that was, even when I end a skein and started... Oh, that's the other thing. Is I have, like... Based on how many skeins this is like, now granted, I haven't done the sweater yet, the sleeves yet, but based on the number of skeins, I don't know what I was thinking.
I don't know. I feel like we'll talk about.
I've got 5,000 skeins of this yarn left.
Yeah, I have. I'm gonna end up with at least, because I think I bought 5 skeins, 10 skeins for the sweater, and they're fingering weight whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna have a lot left over, which is a good thing.
It is a good thing. It's just, I don't know. It's just weird. Anyway, back to the magic knot thing. I've gotten really good at, because you don't want the magic knot to show on the outside.
Right.
So I've gotten really good at, as you're knitting, making sure that it doesn't cross over the needle to the right side of the work. So it's kind of fun when you look on the inside. You can see
where the knots,
like where the magic knots are. So
cool.
Yeah, so that is another thing that's gone well with this. So I'm super excited. I don't know that I would knit this pattern again. I mean, and I should talk about that when I'm finished with it. But not that there's anything wrong with it. It's a great sweater, but it's just it's a very basic sweater.
Right. That's like the flax one. The flax one.
Yeah.
Right. Flax
yeah.
with an A, not E. Yeah.
Flex sweater.
Although I would knit a flax baby sweater.
Yeah.
Because that would take about 5 minutes.
Right. So anyway, yeah.
So
that's going well.
Fantastic. All right, so I'll bring out my work in progress. Hooray! So this is the Marledish sweater. designer Corrado Lark.
Who has a podcast.
Who's a podcast, by the way, which is very goofy and very fun. We watched a little bit of it today.
Well, he has a YouTube channel. He does podcasts. He does lots of different stuff on there.
The one we were watching today was he was talking about sort of his, because he's his designer, so he's trying a little bit of designs and stuff like that, which I thought was really cool. But anyway, here it is.
Okay, keep going.
So it's by Corrado Lark. It's called Marledish. It was for a test knit that officially ended yesterday. However, I'm not in the doghouse because I talked to him today and he said it's going to be released in about 2 weeks. So I've still got a little time to get it done. I feel like I'm back in college where I keep asking for extensions.
From the professor.
Yes. So it is knit the brown. So it's knit marled. In case I don't know if people have been watching for the last whatever, but I'll just do a really quick summary. I feel like you did a super cut of every time I've said these things. It's knit.
This is the colorway Rusted Wheelchair.
No, not in that one. This is it is Apple Fiber Studios Macintosh weight.
Oh. Speaking of which...
You are interrupting my flow.
I know.
Okay, go on.
Apple's Fiber Studios reached out to us and thanked us for featuring their yarn in one of our podcasts. And so we're going to get a little treat from them. I don't know what it is yet, but they're... I just wanted to give them a shout out about that because that's very nice of them because we're just...
Yeah, I
love their yarn.
I love their yarn. It's beautiful. So it's basically knit with 2 strands of fingering weight held together the whole time. For this upper collar, it's the Apple Fiber Studios Macintosh Cedar Canoe held double. Then up here, you do it with the Apple Fiber Studio Cedar Canoe, and then Barocco, just basically a yellow color. And then down here, you're doing a marl pattern with this gray, which is Emma's Sensible Sock Nail It colorway.
Yes. They probably couldn't hear that because you snapped over time.
I know. It's called Emma's. I'm so excited. Emma's Sensible Stock Nailed It colorway. And here's what the Nailed It colorway kind of looks like caked up.
That's not a cake, honey.
It's a shut up. It's a remnant.
That's the artist formerly known as a yarn cake.
So that's that. And so and it's basically marled, and then towards the bottom right here, you can actually see it pretty well on the sleeve too, is the end of the bottom of the sort of the waist area and the end of the sleeve is this alternating marled stitch pattern where you hold
stripe pattern.
So you hold the yarn together and then you do 1 row of each yarn in the marl.
The primary color.
Yeah.
Is that what it would be? Or the background color.
And then the cuff is the Emma's Sensible Sock held together.
Right. And one thing that's interesting is we had a conversation in a previous episode about that section and how it's held double sometimes and then held single. And people were talking about how, that's going to mess with the stitches. And first of all, it hasn't. But the other thing is that we're watching Corrado's YouTube channel. He had a hat pattern on. I don't remember the name of the hat. And he did the same technique. Where some of it's held double, and you can feel it.
Yeah,
it's kind of cool.
What's kind of cool about it is, so number one, I've been, like all sweaters, as you knit them, you try them on obsessively to be like, I must be
95 inches. Yeah.
No, you're not at all. So when you try this on, what's kind of amazing is this part where you have the things held together is so cozy. And then when you get to the sort of outer sleeve, it's a little lighter, so it's a really kind of cool texture when you wear it.
Yeah.
And so this is about a little above the elbow right now. So, and this basically, this is what I knit this week.
I mean, that's a cowl. I mean, it's not, but it is.
No, it's a lot, and I mean, so I'm happy with it. It'll definitely get done. No, it'll get done this week. If I continue...
Well, we're going to be doing that thing where we listen to an audiobook out loud.
That's right. So we have actually set in time. So, and what I like, I don't know if you can, but it's going to look really good with color underneath it.
Yeah.
When I tried it on. So yeah, it's almost done. I can't wait to wear it. It's very, very, very cozy.
Can't wait to wear it in June.
Can't wait to wear it in June. We'll maybe to go make a trip up to Manitoba again.
We'll just turn the air conditioner up really high.
Really, so I can wear it. But yeah, this will be, when this is done, will be my second sweater in 1 year.
When I was putting away the laundry the other day and I opened the drawer with all your sweaters in it, which is also known as a swore, I guess. A sweater drawer. I saw your flax in there and I was like, this is so cool that, like, you know, garments that you've knit
are just hanging
tucked
out
away in our laundry.
So yeah, super excited about that. And the nice thing about sweaters, here's what I've discovered, having
being a master,
having knit 1+. In terms of like weaving in ends, a lot less than a shawl.
Oh, I bet.
So, I mean, basically every time... I mean, this one's a little extra because you change color, but I mean, you know, it's like basically one per skein almost, so...
Well, and that was the point I was making about the magic knotting. With that you couldn't do that with this, but since this is all one color, I mean, I've just...
Oh, so you don't have to weave... You'll have to weave in your, like...
I think I have, like, 1 or 2 ends.
Wow. That's cool.
I mean, I'll have to weave in ends with the... when I pick up the stitches for the sleeves and.
But you need those anyway for the.
Oh yeah, to close
the holes in the armhole. Very excited. It's very cozy. I'm excited to see the sleeve. Could be a little bit longer, so I'm going to try to stretch it a little bit in blocking, but not too much.
Yeah.
I wish you could kind of just. I don't know, you can't, but I wish you sort of just wear it for a day and then would block.
Oh, to your.
Yeah, but obviously you couldn't do that because you didn't have the shirt, a sweater dress.
Right. Awesome. Good job.
Yeah, I am excited.
Okay. So there is a hat that I'm still working on. I've showed that in recent episodes. I've not put that away, but I wanted to really focus on the sweater. But I did cast on, I do have a new cast on because I got excited because we got a whole bunch of yarn in the mail. So, I'm going to talk about that. It's in my Mrs. Brown's bag. And it's... So, in a previous episode, I had talked about, can you knit dishcloths? I mean, dish
towels.
Dish towels, or would that be weird? And then people were like, oh yeah, people do it all the time. Because I've knit pot holders, I've knit dishcloths, but I've not knit a dish towel. And... it was actually Betty Ann who pointed me to the Knit Picks website, where they have a whole thing where they've got the pattern and the yarn and everything that you can buy. And so I got real excited, and I'd never bought yarn from Knit Picks. And so I ended up buying a whole bunch of yarn from Knit Picks because I just kind of got excited. And so, this is their Dishy. I think most everybody's heard about Dishy yarn if you know Knit Picks. And it's worsted weight cotton yarn. I think it's 100% cotton. This is the Dishy Twist in the colorway Begonia. And this is the Dishy Twist, just Dishy in the colorway Pomegranate. And they're both 190 yards for 100 grams. And the pattern for the dishcloth is just a normal, not dishcloth, dish towel. It's a normal dish towel, but then it's got stripes. And so this is going to be the stripe color. And so I'm not very far, but this is it's kind of a wide, and maybe it just looks wide because, I'm staring right at it. I mean, if you were to unfold one of our dish towels, it would be... I guess it's not that wide, but it's kind of a fun little pattern. It involves yarn overs and then knitting 2 stitches and passing the yarn over the 2 knit stitches so the yarn over ends up not being a decrease. It ends up being kind of not a slip stitch, but it creates a little pattern or a little texture, and so it's kind of a fun little pattern. Just something different to do. I'm not a super fan of knitting with cotton because there's no stretch to it. So especially when you're doing those yarn overs and having to pass the yarn over the 2 stitches, there's no stretch in it. So you have to give yourself plenty of slack in that yarn over.
Right.
So that you have enough yarn to pass it over the 2 stitches. So yeah, so it's fun. It's a fun, this is obviously the Dishy twist, but in the begonia colorway, and then there's little decorative stripes at the bottom of the towel that will be in this pomegranate. So yeah, so I'm going to show all the yarn that I bought from Knit Picks in a minute. So actually, we could probably just transition into that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we don't have any more things that we're doing, or projects to talk about. So I'm going to talk about all the yarn that we got from Knit Picks.
Can I do all the Dishy stuff first?
I'm going to just pull it out, and what I get is what I get. So the first thing we got here is it's their palette base, and it's in the colorway Bark, and this is the one I don't remember why I bought it. It's 100% wool. It doesn't say that it's superwash, and it doesn't feel like it's superwash. It's 231 grams for 231 yards for 50 grams. Why did I buy this?
Because it's fingering weight yarn.
It's fingering weight yarn. It's not superwash.
It's not like Toes and Heels.
Nope.
Is there a hat? It doesn't seem enough
Maybe
for a
I
hat.
bought it for a hat.
It doesn't seem enough for a hat, though.
Yeah, I don't know. Who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe I bought it to put with something else.
I mean, just because you buy it for something doesn't mean you use it for that. So that's the story of our stash.
That's true. So this, and I've not seen skeins done like this before, so I don't know if when you take the ball band off, if it, like, you can knit from this, or if you have to cake this up. Because I've not seen.
I bet someone in the audience knows.
In the Twitterverse, I don't know when I take this ball band off, and I don't know what that's going to be. And actually, why don't we do that with this one and see what happens? So this is one of their sock bases. It's called Chroma, and I think the Chroma line, like, shifts from one color to another, or has like it's not a solid color. This is Narwhal is the colorway. It is 70% superwash wool, 30% nylon. It's very, very soft.
That's nice.
Machine wash cold, tumble dry low, which is nice. So my plan is obviously to do socks with this. So I'm going to go ahead and... I guess the ball band didn't need to be ripped. So... I guess I was expecting it to come apart in some way, but I guess...
Is it a wound ball?
Yeah. Yeah, I guess, and you can pull from the middle, too.
Yeah. Oh, that's got a really cool blue in the middle.
Yeah, it goes to a really deep teal, and I can't really... It's hard to really show that, but it goes to, like, a deep teal, so...
Cool.
Yeah. Alright, so then I got a bunch of Dishy. So we got... this is Clarity, which is a whitish. It's a little off-white. But I bought these to do... if I'm going to do more of the dish towels, I bought the white to do stripes on those dish towels.
Yep.
I bought Azure. This is all Dishy. I bought Eggplant. I bought... which one is this? Sailboat. And I think that's all the Dishy I bought. So yeah, so I can do whatever I want to do.
I think these two together would be awesome.
Yeah. So I can do more dish towels, more dish cloths, whatever I want to do with them. I just wanted to have some Dishy to do stuff like that with.
Yep.
So that's that. And then I bought a sweater's quantity of this, which is their wool superwash wool of the Andes worsted weight in the colorway Mineral Heather. Mineral Heather.
Like,
so the way that they have their colors, and then they have the heather version of it, where it's got the heathered effect.
Yep.
So this is the mineral colorway, but it's heathered. So it's mineral heather.
Okay, I was like mineral heather. What is?
Yeah, what does that mean? Yeah, it's mineral. I think they probably have a mineral
Color.
colorway.
Yeah.
That's
it.
not.
It's a little more solid.
Heathered is like with the gray, a little bit of gray
Yep.
in it or something.
Yeah.
But, so this is 100% superwash wool. And I think I bought 14 skeins of 50 gram balls. And so it's got, I would say the main color is blue, but then it's got purple in it. And then with the heathering.
Huh.
Is that not what you're saying? I can't decide if it's kind of blue and purple.
I see the purple. I don't really see. I mean, I see. Is the blue sort of wound with the purple?
Yeah.
Okay. It looks purple gray to me.
Yeah, it's got blue. Let's like right there. It's like
If I look closely, but for me from far away, it reads pretty. It reads pretty solidly purple.
Yeah. So this is I'm gonna do a sweater with this, and I don't know which sweater yet. The only thing is, and I know that yarn weights are not universal. They're not. What do I mean by that? They're not
standard.
This does not look like worsted to me.
It looks.
Worsted is the one that's in between. Now, worsted is the one that's heavier than DK, right? Or is DK heavier than worsted?
I think DK. I don't know. I know.
But it looks.
It looks like almost like sport to me.
Yeah. Which again, I know it's not standard, so I'll just have to be careful about doing a gauge swatch with it. Whatever sweater I decide to do, but I got excited because of the other sweater that I did, and I know I'm gonna want to knit another sweater.
So is the other sweater in worsted?
What other sweater?
Is this sweater you're knitting?
Oh, the one I'm knitting? Yeah, it is.
Huh.
But it's acrylic, it's a totally different thing. The other thing too is I did buy a sweater pattern from Knit Picks. And I think that was the one that I'm intending this for. I don't remember much about it because it was several weeks ago. So if I decide to knit that pattern, I will talk about it.
If you ever did, I think this would look, because I think you could do this thing with that cable on it. It would look really good.
Yeah.
And it's got a little bit of the fluff too, which is really nice also.
It's got a little bit of a halo on it. Yeah.
This is going to be cozy.
Yeah. So.
Very cool.
Very cool.
So Scott got yarn in the mail. It was very exciting.
Oh my gosh, I was so excited. And I got it, and I'm covered from head to toe in black dirt.
Right.
Because we were working out in the yard, and I was like, I can't touch any of it because I'm covered in dirt. So, all right. So, should we talk about our knit along?
Yes.
All right. So we are doing a knit along. It started 2 days ago, and I don't have any of the information up in Ravelry.
You were supposed to do that for your podcast.
I told you, and I forgot. And I also took like a 4-hour nap. So. So we are doing a knit along inspired or generated by a generous donation from Trilogy Yarns.
Yes.
And Nancy at Trilogy Yarns. And our yarn from Trilogy Yarns has arrived.
I know.
And it's amazing.
Very exciting.
We're going to show that. But before we do, let's get the admin out of the way.
Sure.
So, Intarsia or Entrelac.
Yes.
Any project that involves Intarsia or Entrelac. We will have a finished objects thread that we will be pulling a prize from, and we will have a Instagram hashtag. It's on the screen.
Yeah, it's on the screen. I forget. I feel like
if you tag your picture in Instagram at the end of 3 months, so May, June, and July, the end of July, we will pull a prize from that. From the Instagram posts.
Yeah. And the prize will be?
The prize will be a smile from me. No, I'm just kidding. And when you do that hashtag, feel free to do at SweetTeaNoShade.
Oh yeah, so we
or
can see
at
it.
John Asbury, which are our Instagram
So we can see it,
handles.
yeah.
So it flags us and tells us to look at it.
Right.
So this is super exciting.
Let's just dump it all out.
Yeah. So she was super nice and donated or gifted a skein of yarn for Betty Ann, which we talked about last time,
Yes.
called Sexy Cowboy.
So
this is Sexy Cowboy because Betty Ann didn't think it was a real.
she thought we were making fun
She
of
would
her.
thought we were making fun.
And we were.
Yeah.
But we can also use the truth to make fun of her.
So should I take it out? Now I'm feeling weird about taking it out because I don't want to mess it up.
What do you mean? Oh, well, this is what we're against your mom. She doesn't care.
Yeah. It's just Betty Ann. Who cares? Okay.
I mean, it's not like she didn't do anything with it.
It's not like she's gonna finish it, whatever she knits with it.
Oh, we love
SweetTeaNoShade. We forgot it was SweetTeaNoShade, not SweetTeaAllShade.
I believe you're telling the truth.
It's true. All right, so this is the Sexy Cowboy colorway.
Mm-hmm.
It's got gray.
Got some green in
It's got-
there.
Obviously, the dominant color is kind of a deep wine color.
Merlot.
It's got some greens and some pinks and some blues.
Yeah.
It's just super.
It's
cool.
really-
The yarn feels amazing.
Oh yeah, it's very.
Oh, and I didn't. What's the? So it's 80% merino, 20% nylon, 400 yards, 100 grams. And it's and she's in Spokane, Washington, and it's her glamorous base.
So pretty.
Yeah, so
this
that's
is-
amazing.
that's all for Betty Ann.
It's all for Betty Ann, but she has it in her shop.
Right. It's not the only skein of Sexy
No,
Cowboy
no.
in the
But
world.
She had. I mean, I assume she has it in her shop. She did when we were looking out
Yeah.
there. She might have. I mean, I would check it out. It's Trilogy. So I messed up in a previous episode. It's TrilogyYarn.com, not Trilogy Yarns. If you do Trilogy Yarns, you'll get a
broken
error,
link, right.
a broken link. But yeah. So that's that one. And then the next. So then we just not randomly, but we picked some different colorways
that we like.
That we like.
So let's do this first
She let
one.
us
This is Titan.
We're gonna leave these four because we are gonna be a little selfish and keep one or two of these
Right.
and knit something in them and feature because that will allow us to feature her yarn over multiple episodes.
Yeah, for sure.
And talk about her yarn over multiple episodes, and then plus we get to keep it and work with it.
Yes.
So we're not sure which ones are going to be prizes and which ones aren't.
Yeah,
yet.
this is the Titan, which is really pretty. It's little, I don't know, colors.
So let's let the non-colorblind person describe the colors.
It's nice.
So
it's pretty.
It's got creams and browns. It's got
Reds.
Yeah, but it's like a pomegranate color.
Right.
Pomegranate red.
And I like this kind
the
of
speckles.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got speckles of
like purple.
no, honey.
Right there it does. What's that?
Well, I can't see because you're putting your finger on it. Well, that's this greenish blue on top of the red. So it's not really a color. The limit does not exist.
Green plus blue plus red equals purple.
Yeah, it looks kind of like navy blue, but it's because it's multiple colors mixed together. But green and brown, yeah. So I'm interested to know what the colorway name, the inspiration for that color.
So what I'm thinking it is,
Yeah.
and it's not at all, but it reminds you of that anime we watched, Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Because like they had those big, bloody, awful-looking monsters. It just, I don't know.
But it totally is the color of those big scary monsters.
Yeah, I know. So I don't know. I don't know if it is based on Attack on Titan, but it completely reminds me of the big monsters from Attack on Titan or Attack
That's funny.
on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's beautiful. That's her glamorous. This is a yarn, or this is a
Finger and way.
it's a sock yarn. So it's
Right.
her glamorous base, which is 80% merino, 20% nylon.
Yeah.
Okay, which one do you want to talk about next?
Let's talk about the other one. This is Conquest.
That is
I love this.
super amazing.
This is one of the ones I'm just excited to see what this turns into when it gets knit.
Oh yeah, because it's not. Well, and you know what? Now that you mention that, I'm kind of interested in that in all of these, because lately I've been buying yarn that ends up striping. It's not. I wouldn't call it self-striping, but it's not really pooling.
Yep.
But I guess that really depends on what you knit with it.
Yeah.
But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, so I like this called Conquest, and it's got the purple and red and stuff.
Navy blue.
Purple.
Pomegranate. Yeah.
Red. Candy
There is
cane.
purples down here.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And then the big chunk of green right there, so all that green in there.
That's not green.
That's not green. Don't throw the beautiful yarn. Okay, what do you want to talk about next?
Sorry, we keep leaning on the table. And
Yeah.
it keeps going up. Let's talk about this one because of the other one, the Glamorous. This is the Midwest Sunset.
Yes. Want to talk about where that came from?
Yes. So apparently Ross from Smells Like Yarn named the colorway.
He took a picture.
Oh, took a picture out of a plane window of the sunset, and and she looked at it and called it Midwest Sunset. So
He lives in Wisconsin,
Yeah.
next state over from us.
yeah. So yeah, this one's really pretty.
Yeah, and this beautiful rust, mixed with there's greens and blues and creams and browns, and
Yeah.
I
I love how those different colors sort of go together.
yeah.
It's awesome.
So this is the same base, Glamorous. And then
then-
this last one is 100% superwash merino, and it's I want to say it's a DK. Yeah, it's a DK.
DK, yeah.
So this would be perfect for a hat or something,
or a cowl
like
or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was why we kind of picked the tonal color, and it's called Whiskey.
Yep.
Which is perfect because
Yeah.
that's a great name for this color. So it's a beautiful. As you can see, it's a beautiful yellowish brown, I guess.
Yeah.
What you would say. So, but it's a very warm color.
Yeah.
And yeah,
It's very cozy.
yeah,
That's what I think about when I see it.
yeah. So that is the prizes are going to be pulled from that, and then we've got business cards and such that we'll include with the prizes.
And then we got
her.
she put tea in, which I don't know if it's so. Is that just something people just do to be nice, or so your package smells good?
I think a little column A, a little column B. It's a tradition. I think it's a tradition that people will put tea sometimes in their yarn when people buy yarn.
Always nice to have extra tea.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Awesome. So Nancy Olfs from Spokane, Trilogy Yarns.
Yep.
So we're very excited. All right. So now comes the less knitting content. Although
there is some.
there is some knitting in this Angela Lansbury segment.
Yeah.
So this is our first attempt at a group interactive activity Angela Lansbury segment.
Right.
We gave everyone last episode the homework assignment to, if you had access to it, to watch the movie Mirror Cracked.
The mirror cracked.
Mirror
Yep, cracked. There's no E. It's just crack, column, D.
It's not a column, it's an apostrophe.
Column.
Cracked.
Cracked.
Cracked. So I took notes
Okay.
so that we could discuss it.
All right. So,
Why don't you you're really good at giving the 30,000 foot bat poop craziness of it.
So,
Yeah.
it is set in, it was made in
1980.
1980. Angela Lansbury is playing Jane Marple, who is one of Agatha Christie's sort of two big detectives. And Agatha Christie, much like Jessica Fletcher, is kind of an angel of death. It's interesting.
Did you mean Agatha Christie or did you mean Miss Marple?
I'm sorry, Miss Marple.
Yeah.
Miss Marple.
I mean, yes, Agatha Christie's an
Yeah.
angel of death since it's all murder
So,
mysteries.
So, and I don't know what it is. It's Hercule Poirot, who is Agatha Christie's other detective. He is a detective. He consults with Scotland Yard and all this good stuff.
It makes sense for him.
It makes sense for him to be on murder. Ms. Marple, and I forget what the small town is. Like,
oh, so that town that the movie
Yeah.
was set in is where a lot of the Miss Marple stuff happens.
yeah, some of it. I mean, but it's like it is like Murder She Wrote, and where like she just goes around and just people are. And at one point, she actually in the movie she says something like that.
I don't remember that.
She makes some comment about people dying around her all the time. So yeah, it's a murder mystery. It is weird because, you know, Angela Lansbury is playing Miss Marple, who is much older than Angela Lansbury actually is. So Ms. Marple is in her
So this
life.
is a recurring theme we've discovered. Where
Yes.
poor Angela Lansbury
Very.
is cast in
In a role that is, you know, much older than she actually
Yeah.
is. So, I mean, Ms. Marple's in, like, her, I would say, 70s,
Yeah.
80s. Probably 80s, right? That's kind of
Yeah.
the idea of her. And so she you know, she looks... She's,
So I don't know. So we've talked about this before, but I've totally forgotten. Was Angela Lansbury born in 25 or 35?
25, because she was 20 in Gaslight.
So she was 55 in this movie,
Yeah.
but she was
She's made up to look in
80.
her, like, you know,
70s.
70s or 80s.
Yeah.
Like the white hair. And it's funny because...
And it looked almost like they shaved off her eyebrows or something.
Yeah,
there was something weird with her eyebrows.
They did not. Miss Marple's not a glamorous character, but they definitely
dowdied her up.
dowdied her up. And it's strange because you're watching, you know, so, you know, like a lot of people, my first introduction to Angela Lansbury is as Jessica Fletcher. And so it's in Murder, She Wrote. And so it's weird watching her play kind of the same character, but not at all. They're both, you know, single women, you know, older women who solve murders. But Ms. Marple, although doing the same things that Jessica Fletcher does, is not the same character at all.
Right.
And so there's a little bit of a cognitive dissonance because you keep expecting Jessica Fletcher to come on and like make a little funny quip, and Ms. Marple don't play.
Well, and the scene near the beginning of the movie where it is the beginning of the movie where they're watching the movie,
and
then the film strip messes up, and then she's watching the movie with the townsfolk, and she gets up and solves the mystery in the movie and tells everybody why it is what it is as she's leaving, and spoils it for everybody. That was I was like, oh, this is very much Murder, She Wrote vibes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and it's weird, so I wonder if, like, Murder, She Wrote, which came out, like, 5 years after this, if, like, they saw her do this, and they're like, hey, I bet we could do a 10-year TV show about this, except in Maine instead of rural England.
Right.
So, it's really, it's very strange, 'cause I always think about, like, and this is the best example I have, is watching Blade Runner, where you have Harrison Ford playing Deckard, right? And because it's a science fiction role, you expect him to be Han Solo, and it's a really different character.
Oh, yeah.
And it's kind of off-putting.
He's an anti-hero instead
He's
of
an
an
anti-hero. Right. So, like, Han Solo's, like, all swagger, and Deckard's kind of, like, a miserable human being.
Right.
But he's running around shooting things, and it's sci-fi, so you kind of expect Han Solo. Anyway, whatever.
I mean, when I watch an Angela Lansbury movie, the first person I think of is Han Solo. I'm like, oh my god, this is just like Han Solo and Deckard.
Has she been in any science fiction? I don't think.
We need to find.
We need to find. I hope there's somewhere where she's in science fiction, because I can only imagine. Anyway, so on to the movie.
Yeah, on to the movie. So it has, as you had described last time,
It's a kitchen sink Hollywood cast.
kitchen sink Hollywood cast. So it's got
Tony Curtis.
Rock Hudson. It has Elizabeth Taylor. It has Kim Novak. But somebody had mentioned in the previous comments, from the last episode, they're like, wait until you see the shade.
Oh yeah,
That's what this movie
lives for.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say overall it's an okay movie.
Yeah, it was okay.
It was okay. Like, I think one of the things that I had a hard time...
I'd give it 2.5 stars out of 5.
Right. But it goes up to about 4.5 stars when Elizabeth Taylor and Kim Novak are saying awful things about each other. Like, pretty much, like, Kim Novak plays Patsy from Ab Fab, but American. And they're just saying, like, the most terrible things about each other to each other's faces.
Yeah.
It's
that perfect example of shade where it'll be in the form of a compliment, but it's horrible.
Yes.
It's a horrible insult. And there were a couple, I was going to write them down, and I can't. I mean, they obviously consulted with a drag queen to come up with these lines.
Right. Or their real mean gay best friend. Because they were like, oh, your face is so round and beautiful.
Yeah.
Right? So that part is really fun. Yeah, watching them and they're obviously having a really good time doing it. But yeah, the rest, Rock Hudson's fine, Geraldine Chaplin's fine. It's fine. I always think that with a murder mystery, like, I never got really interested in who done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I did like the part.
Also, I already knew who did it, so that might have been part of it too.
You had seen a different version of this movie, right?
Or something like that. Yeah. Back when it was in back on the PBS thing. I think.
That's right. But I mean, like, so one of the parts that I really liked was because when I Googled, I think I was Googling just about this movie, there were all these pictures of Elizabeth Taylor going, and I was like, what is that about? Like,
oh, that's that frozen
when
look,
she's
right?
frozen at the party.
Yeah.
And so I thought that part was interesting, is trying to figure out why she got that frozen look, because I was like, was she brainwashed and somebody said a trigger word, or like, what was that about? So, so that part was interesting, but then, the whole time I'm very bad at solving twists.
This is one of the ones I always, and the reason I don't like this one, and sometimes I like mysteries where you can sort of look back, and like Harry Potter is like the really good example. So you can sort of, when it's solved, you look back and you're like, oh, that. Like it all led in. This one I felt like you had to, in order to solve it, you had to have inside information.
Well, and like I was gonna say, I'm terrible at figuring out the twists in movies ahead of time. But like most of the movie, I'm like, well, Elizabeth Taylor did it to herself,
right?
Or was making it look like,
right?
Elizabeth Taylor was the one that was doing all this,
right?
My confusion came though because I thought that she was doing it to get attention,
right?
Like, oh, somebody's trying to kill me, that kind of thing,
right?
But what I didn't pick up on the fact that. Now I've forgotten what actually happened. It was the girl was killed by
her on purpose.
Because she was jealous of the fact that she had a baby.
No,
I'm drawing a blank.
So it's like one of the
we
most.
Just watched it.
So she was at this party and ran into this fan of hers that like 20 years ago.
Oh, that's what
gave her German measles, which made her have a.
There was a term that was of its time that they kept describing the baby.
Yeah, so she had a sort of
intellectually disabled
baby, and when she realized in that conversation that's the woman who caused that to happen to her, she decides to poison her.
Right, that's right.
As one does.
As one does. I mean, yeah. Gosh, yeah. You can tell. Well, part of the problem was I fell asleep in the middle of the movie, and we had to watch the second half the next day.
Right.
But
yeah, I mean, it was fine.
Yeah. So we're gonna insert a video clip here and talk over the top of it.
Yes.
But I want people to look at this. So one of the exciting things about this movie was Angela Lansbury knitting.
In the movie.
Yeah. As Miss Marple. I want people to look at
what's she doing.
What she's doing, and I've not seen anybody knit that way.
Yeah.
It's an interesting technique. She's throwing.
Right.
But it
It almost looks backwards, like she's throwing and then...
Well, what's odd about the way she's positioned to me is it looks almost like those... Is it Scottish? Or the thing with the long stick?
Oh, with the belts?
With the belts, the knitting belts. That's almost what it looks like to me.
She's got the two straight needles, like, really rigid. Yeah.
But she is using straight needles.
Yeah.
And
she is knitting because we know she can knit.
Yeah. So when she's knitting, I mean, you can tell she's knitting from what she's doing.
Not like sometimes you see people knitting in movies, you're like...
And they're like, beep. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Like Granny in Looney Tunes.
Yeah, with her needles up.
Right.
So I wrote down this because it was something you had said about pairing it with National Velvet.
Oh, because, Angela Lansbury and Elizabeth Taylor are both in it, and Angela Lansbury and Elizabeth Taylor are both in National Velvet.
Okay.
And so, that was, their second or third films, both of them. So they were in it together.
Well, what if we did this? What if we now, for next week's assignment, we watch National Velvet?
I'd be up for that.
Because you've not seen it.
I have not seen it.
I don't know anything about it.
It's got a horse.
Oh, is that where the name of the movie comes from?
No, I don't know. I
bet it does.
No.
Because that's kind of a horse name.
I think the horses... Okay. So here's the deal.
Let's sit and talk. Let's try to figure out what the movie is about.
My knowledge of National Velvet is based on, a bunch of people did it for their book report. Because there's a book, right?
Okay.
So it's one of those books you read in, 8th grade for book reports.
Okay.
So
like Black Beauty or something.
Like Black Beauty, right? So I think the horse's name is Velvet, and the race they go into is the National, so it's National Velvet. But,
that's going to be hilarious if that is not it at all. Okay, so next week...
Next week we'll do National Velvet.
Our Angela Lansbury experience will be National Velvet.
However, what was exciting about this one is Angela Lansbury got top billing.
Oh yeah, I wrote that.
That was super fun. Because I don't think that's happened in any of the movies you've seen before.
The things when an Angela Lansbury movie starts. Now that we're into our fourth or fifth one in this, the first thing we look for is what billing she got.
Right.
And then the second thing we look for is how old is she actually versus how old is she playing versus how old are the other characters around her, both chronologically and what they're supposed to be.
So I wonder, and I guess you could say it to the guy playing her nephew, right? I wonder how old he was.
So her nephew, the guy played by Edward Fox, who was 12 years younger than her. So that's not...
That
she could just have a really young sibling who...
Right, that reads. You could totally, especially...
The actor that played her nephew was 12 years younger than her. Although he, in the movie, was probably portraying someone who was 30 years younger.
Yeah, I could say that. I could say that. Because she's older.
Because he was a detective with Scotland Yard.
Yes. It didn't shock the system. Unlike, I'm 5 years older than my son.
Right.
So,
although, what was it we said is like Angela Lansbury and her history of doofy nephews?
I know, exactly.
Because there's this and then her doofy nephew in Murder, She Wrote. Speaking of Murder, She Wrote, the long national nightmare is over. They have put Murder, She Wrote back on Amazon Prime.
Yeah.
I think it was gone for like a month.
It was gone for a month, and it was funny because we were going in to watch something else, and Scott's like, Murder, She Wrote's back.
Yeah, I was like, watch the next, in the part of Prime where it's like, continue watching.
Right.
And I was like, John has Murder, She Wrote, it's back. And yes, I'm going full in on this whole Angela Lansbury thing. People have asked us, like, what is your obsession? Like, I think I missed something.
It's just fun.
It's just fun.
I
mean, she's a unique person, so why not fixate on it and just go with it? What else have we got to do?
Yeah, I mean, I guess in terms of...
And she's got a huge career, so it's like we're not going to run out of stuff to do.
Yeah.
We'll eventually move on to somebody else, some other actor or actress probably. But...
Yeah. Someone with like 5 movies. We'll watch all of them.
What did we determine that Angela Lansbury only has 60 movies or something?
No, she's got 108 credits. Some of it's TV though.
Some of it's TV, yeah.
So,
All right, so
and she still may do some more. I mean,
that's true.
She is still alive and working.
Yeah, that's right. That's right, because we saw in the IMDb credits that there's something in pre-production or something.
Yeah.
So, and she's 95.
Yep.
So,
good for her.
Good for her. Okay, so now we're going to transition. We're going to pivot.
Right. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we had to talk about.
With that movie. Elizabeth Taylor's hat.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome. There are some fun costumes. I would say that it was a really good knit and watch movie because...
Yeah, and then Kim Novak's Queen Elizabeth wig.
Yeah.
Like Little Orphan Annie.
It was weird.
And I think it was supposed to because there was that whole shtick about this wig is awful.
Yeah.
But, okay. I'm going to ask another ignorant question. What is Kim Novak known for?
Vertigo, I think.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure she's a Hitchcock blonde, right?
Gotcha.
So I think it's Vertigo, not Vertigo. Yeah, Vertigo.
I've seen Vertigo.
Yeah.
Was she? No, that was Grace Kelly in Rear Window.
Yeah.
So Hitchcock, we could do a lot. Yeah, we could do a lot of Hitchcock stuff too.
Is there an Angela Lansbury Alfred Hitchcock?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, Strangers on the Train.
Okay, we're gonna have to do that one for sure. But National Velvet's the one we're doing next week.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Okay, so now we're gonna horses and
Elizabeth Taylor.
Angela Lansbury.
Right. All right.
All right. Should we talk about comments?
Yes.
All right. Here is the interactive part of our podcast where we like to respond. So I've been trying to respond to a lot of the comments directly in
the comments
section of our episodes. I don't get to all of them, but I'm doing a lot more of that. So that's really fun. And hopefully people know when I do that. I
respond sometimes too.
Oh yeah, you do. You absolutely do. So you're a good boy. Good boy.
Shut up.
So yes. However, there are sometimes when we like to pull out specific comments so that we can, because we think that the whole group might be interested in the topic. So, all right. So the first thing that I want to mention is something I forgot to mention during the knit along discussion is that we found out you can crochet or knit entrelac and tarja.
Yeah.
So you can
all bets are on.
It's a mal. It's just that I like cal.
Yeah.
I like to say cal. So a couple things about the entrelac and intarsia thing is Emma Howe commented, and she's a regular viewer and a commenter because I recognize her screen name. She said that you can go into Ravelry and you can choose entrelac in the filter under attributes and construction, and you can pick intarsia under the attributes color work. So that's good if you're trying to find a pattern. But then also somebody mentioned the Marley Bird tutorial to learn entrelac. I have not watched that. Hilda Stilts commented on that. So So I haven't.
Oh, we also learned what a female crooner is called.
Oh, a female crooner, yes, because I couldn't think of it, and it's torch singer. No.
Torch singer or a warbler is another one. We had a couple.
I feel like warbler's like an insult though. That's like the No. Okay. So Twirly Simple said a warbler, but the torch song singer was the other one. I don't remember who said that. We'll find it, but
yeah.
Oh, and I want to thank the people that all pointed out that there are adapters that we can get that go from
for the Chalgoos.
For the Chalgoo interchangeable set that go from the mini to the small. Because we've got small to the large, but the mini to the small, and then the other.
So you like mini to small to large?
That would be weird. Why would you have a mini cable and like a size 9, US 9?
I'm just saying you could.
You could. No, I don't think you could because they're the male part is on both. No, that's not right.
No, that's for the
joining.
For the joiners. Yeah.
The other thing is that there's a set. I think they refer to it as the blue set.
Okay.
I haven't looked at it, but they talked about it having different sizes
Okay.
and stuff that might meet some of the needs for the sweater
Right.
sleeve knitting. So,
Oh, the other person, a couple people mentioned, I talked about my grandmother like circling stuff in TV Guide, and a lot of people mentioned that they had relatives who did that too, which I thought was really fun.
yeah, that is fun. Do you remember when what was it called? TV Plus? It was these things that looked like remote controls. It was like the precursor to being able to record, or being able to, like a Roku or something where it saves your...
Like a TiVo?
Yeah, like a precursor to a TiVo.
Okay.
And what it did, because all my family being technology
Right.
early adopters, everybody in the family had one. It was this remote control, and you typed in... TV Guide started having these 6-digit numbers. You typed in this number, and it... when the time came for the show, it would send a signal to your VCR to start recording, to change the channel and start recording. And then would stop it.
That's super fancy.
Yeah, I loved that thing. It was because it was like a TiVo before TiVo.
Right.
So, but it was awful when it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Oh, so someone said, so Tarny Neal said, just finished watching The Mirror Cracked, and I saw this adaptation with Julia McKenzie as Miss Marple. Is that the one you saw?
Could be.
Oh, okay.
Could be.
Oh, and she says, I like her as Miss Marple the best, but thought the acting with the other actors was kind of corny and hard to watch. I would agree with you. I mean, I wouldn't say... I wouldn't say it was hard to watch. I can see what you mean by that, but I think for me it was... just wasn't engaging. Right. It didn't draw me in, for sure.
Oh, yeah. Joan Hickson is the one that I've seen stuff with.
As Miss Marple.
So Vida, Carolyn Pickles. Who did Carolyn Pickles play?
Oh, yeah, because I remember us thinking that was a funny name, and then we never... Okay.
Oh, I bet she was the other organizer of the... There were the two women who were organizing the Fete, or the Fate, or...
Yeah, she pronounced it Fate.
Yeah, so...
Yeah, Miss Giles. So Miss Giles was the character played by Carolyn Pickles, but I don't remember that character, Miss Giles.
Oh, well.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Robert Wright said The Mirror Cracked is full of reeds and shade.
Yes,
you know
it
that
is.
Dory and Corey watched it every chance she got.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sorry,
gotcha.
I didn't immediately know who Dory and Corey was.
And
but
then we got the...
You are absolutely right. Robert Wright is the shade of it all.
He's well
Robert
versed
Wright
in...
is right.
Right. Paris is burning.
Okay, so we got another Angela Lansbury movie recommendation from PJ Wog, The Unexpected Mrs. Polifax.
Okay.
It's very much a TV movie from the 90s, which sounds awesome.
Yeah.
Hard to find, but if you do, it's a fun 1.5 hours. So
well, I tracked
that's
down.
Paul is his name. PJ Wog is Paul. So.
Nice.
Oh, and then Catherine Hutner said, did Angela Lansbury have a cameo in the recent Disney Mary Poppins remake? We haven't watched it, but she is in the credits.
Yeah, and she's like, I think, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who she is. But,
Oh, and Sharon Deerdorf is now on my
circular
favorites list because she is another 9-inch circular sock knitter. Great. What do you mean?
Great. It's nice. It's nice you have that.
Shady. Oh, and somebody had mentioned that Angela Lansbury's father was the leader. Grandfather was the leader of the UK Labour Party in the 30s, and his name was George Lansbury.
Oh.
Which I think I had seen that. I keep saying someone mentioned. I've got the names right here. So Freda. Didn't Freda win one of them?
Yes.
Yeah, we always say that every time we see Freda's name.
Oh.
And then Freda mentions, perfect timing for me with your knit-along. I just purchased the Alpacachino pattern by Maxim Sear.
Oh, let's
so I wonder if that's an Intarsia or a... Oh, my lord.
Holy crap.
Okay, that's super exciting. That's Intarsia.
That's Intarsia. Holy shit. I'm sorry. That's amazing. I might have to do that one.
That's awesome. So, okay, so what we're freaking out about, because I don't know if we made that clear, is Freda just purchased the pattern by Maxim Sear called Alpacachino. It's a sweater with an alpaca on it.
Alpaca on it. It's awesome.
It's on Ravelry. You guys have to look at it.
It's pretty friggin' awesome. Okay, I want to see that. And then someone talked...
Fernie said her grandmother supposedly met her grandfather when she worked for a Harvey restaurant, and he worked for the railroad.
But it was just it wasn't actually true.
Oh. I haven't gotten, this is from 2 days ago, I haven't gotten to he worked for the Northern Pacific from 1906 until he retired, and no Harvey restaurants were attached to that.
But it's a real good story.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. So she says, cheers from the other side of the river, so I wonder if she's in St. Paul.
Yes, probably.
Yeah. So, it's funny, my mother's parents met, this is true, she was a soda jerk at the pharmacy in town, and he would come in and see her, and that's kind of a fun little way for people to meet. All right, so I think our
content is at an end.
Yes, I think we've got a pretty long episode, so
it'll be a minute and 10, an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah,
if not. So it's funny. We just.
Oh yeah, we should talk about this.
Well, I don't know what we do. I think we just might have just an hour plus a single digit of minutes of good content in us, because I feel like every time you're done editing, it's about an hour and 5 minutes.
And we don't plan that.
No.
In fact, we don't even...
No.
I don't know how that happens.
Yeah. Well, because we're doing this right now, and I got up to look, and I thought we were 25 minutes in, and we were at an hour.
Yeah.
So I think it's literally that is the amount of interesting stuff we have in us.
That's the amount of energy we have.
Right.
Yeah. So.
So.
Anyway, we love doing this. We love the comments.
Yeah.
We love sharing you guys. It actually inspires me to knit more.
Yeah, for sure.
Doing this and talking to you guys on the comments and everything like that. So.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and we will be back again next week, and
yes.
We'll have a finished sweater from you.
Yes, we will. I am so close. I'm so close. And I'm still, I got an extension, so it's okay.
That's right. The professor gave you an extension.
But it is nice. I mean, I think one of the reasons I feel like if I hadn't done for that sweater, if I hadn't done the test knit, that sweater would be, I would have about this much done of it. Yeah. So like it's nice to have deadlines.
Yeah.
Even instead of knitting where you're, like in knitting you probably, the whole point is, but if you're like me, a project knitter.
Yes.
Deadlines
Product knitter.
Product knitter.
Yeah.
It's good to have deadlines.
Sewing process knitter, so. But project knitter would work too, so. All right, anyway, we're done now, so.
All right.
See everybody again soon.
All right. Bye.